Hello. I don't know if my music's coming through clear. Sometimes it's kind of jumpy when it's coming off another device. But we are here. We are live. We're going live in just a few minutes. If you are joining me, whether you're live or watching it later, grab a piece of paper and a pen. You are going to want to go all out as we go through these next few minutes together, laying out the rest of 2025. Woo! All right. Let me know you're there. Play all in. Say hello in the comments. Here we go. Welcome, Danny. Hello. Come on in. All right, here we are live. A few more people joining us. Fantastic. It's hard for me to see who's there. Let me know. Let me know that you're there. Say hello in the chat. We have a different topic today than what we normally cover. I'm super, super excited. A lot of times when we get here together, we do a lot of like useful things. We gotta get leads. And today we are doing the mindset side of it, the energy side of it. What do we need to do if that first half of 2025 did not look like we wanted it to look from a business standpoint? What do we need to do next in this second half of 2025? And we're going to be jumping into it. I'm going to share a few things with you. Then we're going to do 5 things I want you to know about. 5 things. So if you like to take notes, you're a note taker, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're going to write that down. And then I'm going to give you just 3 or 4 things to take action on to make it the second half of the year absolutely amazing. All new content today, all new content here. All right. So I want you to play all in. I want you to go all in on this. Stand up. Move around, change your energy. That's super important. Maybe like if you're a golfer, do those stretches you do right before you hit your biggest drive ever, right? Like move around. Let's go all in. Get the energy. Stand on up for me for a minute, whether you're joining me live or later. Move around. It's a big, big deal to get that energy going. All right. So put impact in the chat. Put impact. I'm not asking you to do this because I'm a needy speaker. I am a needy speaker though, and I want to see you're there. But I put it to ask you to put impact in the chat because we know if you participate, you will walk away knowing more, learning more, and have more change in your life. So if I say put impact in the chat, put impact in the chat. All right, we are here today. This is a new beginning, a new day. You have complete power over how your life goes, and you can start a new day right now, and we can do it together. It's very, very exciting. So I want you to visualize, just visualize for a minute for me what it would be like, what your goal is, and then I want you to triple it. So if you said, I'd like to make 100,000 by the second half of the year, the next 6 months, I want to make 100,000, triple it to 300,000 in your mind. Triple the goal. Maybe it's a number of clients. Maybe it's starting your business. And then it would be, don't just start your business, get clients, right? Have a profitable business. Easy to do in 6 months. You can accomplish a lot in 6 months, more than you ever thought. And we triple our goals, and you'll hear 10x, but we don't want to, I want something we can reach. If we triple our goal, it is something we can do. And if we shoot for triple and we only get halfway there, we still did fantastic. So one quick thing, write it on the top of your paper. It can be crazy. You don't have to share it with anyone else other than you. You're going to know you wrote it down. What is your triple times goal for the rest of this year? Now, if you listened to my live this morning as I was, my recording at least while I was out walking, I shared something. I said, we can rewire our brains. So which is good news, right? And if you, in the video I shared, if you were like me and you went to college and you took a psych class a long time ago, you were taught that our brains are set at 3. and that we have our personalities by everything that's been given to us by that age and what we bring into the world. It's set. It just isn't true. We were told the wrong stuff. You can rewire your brain. You can change how you think. You can get out of the ruts you're in, and you can do things differently. And we can do it by action and energy, and that's what we're talking about today. So just come into this knowing things can be different. And it's proven. We have these wires in here, these neurons that fire, and we can refire our neurons, so that if you've always been pessimistic, or you say you're realistic and you're really pessimistic, that can be different. If you get hung up in perfectionism, you're a procrastinator, you can change that. So just know, just because things have been one way, your whole body changes all the time. You can change your brainwaves too, and how you think. You are not stuck where you are at. Now we're going to start here, the 5. We haven't even started the 5 yet. We're going to start the 5. There's one thing, coaches need coaches, and I have an amazing coach right now. And she told me the other day, she goes, if something triggers you, I want you to take note of it. If something triggers you, I want you to take note of it. And I want to share that with you guys today. If I say something and you're like, I don't know about that. I don't know if she's right, or sure sounds like she's talking to me, or something like it even maybe makes you a little mad. Like you're like, she doesn't know, right? She doesn't get me. She doesn't know. It triggers you, whether it's a real thought or like just something that just doesn't feel right. Like you're like, I want you to take note of that, because there's something there you need to work through. And I think we don't do that. I think we're just like, it's that person. It's their fault. They don't know what they're talking about. Flip the switch a little bit and think, okay, she said that and it made me feel this way. Why is that? So that's what I want you to think about as we're going through these. What triggers you, and then what's there that needs to be worked through. 5 things. Now, if you're just joining me now, I want you to go all in. We're going to play all in, and we are going to participate. So if I say something in these next 5 things and you're like, I kind of like that, write good stuff. Good stuff for me in the comments. I want to see your good stuffs. I want to know what resonates with you. All right, 5 things. Number one, to make the rest of the year better and different, and for you to take control of your life. All right, this was a sticky note on my desk for the last couple months, and if you've seen my desk, you know it was there. And I'm going to give you 2 versions of this. And so the first one may resonate with you and the second one may, but I'm going to give you 2 versions. Here's the first one. You have permission to move forward. That's what my sticky note said. You have permission to move forward. Now, that was a message given to me. It was a message given to me, to my heart. And it may not show up for you the way it does for me, but how that showed up for me was I was a mom and I had responsibilities. And I had to take care of my son and make sure that I could do that and make sure we had income and all of the stuff, right? Like I had all the stuff. We all have stuff, some responsibilities. And you know what? It's different now. He's off to college. He's an adult. He doesn't need me to show up in the same way. So I have permission to move forward and do what I want to do and do what I'm called to do. And that happens a lot for us in our 50s. It happens a lot. We hit that. And sometimes depending on when you had your kids, it kind of happens when they move off to college. Maybe it's the first year, maybe it's the 4th year for me, like it was for me. But at some point it changes. And a lot of us, it really hits us like, wow, I don't have to do that anymore. And sometimes they call it empty nest syndrome. I don't know. I didn't feel like it was that. I felt like it was more like I have permission to move forward. I can do things differently. I have no regrets of this responsibility I had or what I did to make it happen. Or maybe I even, you give up things when you're a parent. Hello, welcome to life. Like it's worth every bit of it. It's absolutely 100% worth it. But there's a day you wake up and you're like, I have permission to move forward. I don't have to do that anymore. My job there is done. My job there is done. And it may not be that way. It may not be parenthood for you. It might be an employer. Like maybe you've done everything you can with that employer. And you know what? You have permission to move forward. You don't owe them something for the rest of your life. You don't. You have permission to move forward. So think about that. Some of you, I wrote down a note. It might feel like you're a professional understudy. Professional understudy. Some of you guys are in these positions in workplaces and small businesses and big businesses or wherever you're at, and you're helping everybody around you, and you have all this knowledge. And like you're almost like a professional understudy. And if you didn't show up tomorrow, the whole world would fall apart for them, right? Because you do so much. You can move forward. You don't have to stay there and juggle all those balls all the time. You absolutely can move forward. You do not have to be a professional understudy if that resonates with you. Now, you have permission. I'm going to say it a different way. This might be better for some of you. And tell me if it's good stuff, if you think it's good stuff. This resonates more for you. You don't need permission. You do not need permission to move forward. You can move forward in any way you want to. You don't have to have permission. It doesn't matter if they like the idea or not. And I have people that are, coming into my coaching program, and I get it. Like, you're going to talk to people around you. I get it. But some people, you really care what they think. And it's almost like you're going to the committee of your life, and this committee controls your life. And it might be a committee at work, or it might be a committee at home, and they're going to tell you what you can and cannot do. You don't need permission. And if you're stepping out and doing something amazing that you're called to do, because if you're here, you're called to do something. People don't show up in my life because they're not wanting to help and serve. They show up here because you want to help and serve, and you got that feeling inside of you that you want to do something more and help people. And so you move forward. And if you go to these people that are around you that have had you show up one certain way for a long time, and their life works really, really good because you show up in the way that you've been doing, right? Like, you're helping them, and nothing wrong with that. We all help each other out, but they're used to that. And then you go to them and you're like, by the way, I'm breaking out of this role. I'm not going to be your understudy anymore. I'm not going to be your right-hand person. I'm going to be my own person, and I'm going to go out and do my thing. They're not going to be like, fantastic, go do it. They're not going to. They're going to be like, oh, crud. That's going to rock my world. That's what they're going to be thinking. And it's going to come out as, I don't think you should do that. That's too risky. They're going to be thinking in their head, she can't do that. She's always done these other things. Like, that's not her. This is it. Might be writing a book. It's a prime example. You go to people and you're like, I'm going to write this book. They're not going to go, that's fantastic. Most of them aren't. And if they do, they don't really mean it inside. A lot of people won't. They'll be like, well, you're going to write the book. How much are you going to be gone? How are you going to do that? Right? What is that? You're going to get that book and leave? Right? Like, that's what they're thinking. It's human nature. So do not expect a cheer squad when you start breaking the rules that are out there. You have absolute permission to move forward, and you don't even need anybody's permission other than the Holy Spirit walking that path you've been given. So that's number one. All right, good stuff. Put good stuff in the comments. Let's go. All right, number two. I got good news and bad news with number 2. You ready? You are 100% responsible. You are 100% responsible for your wealth. You are 100% responsible for your wealth. That means the good news is you can create what you want. That means the bad news is if you haven't created what you want, it's because of you, nobody else. And I can share this from my heart and speak with experience. We can blame other people. It's very easy. And if you get real with yourself, I think most people have somewhere in there, they're blaming somebody else. Oh, it's because I had to do this. Or it's because my family member said something to me when I was 7. Or it's because of my boss. Or it's because of that job. Or it's because of this, right? Like, it's all those other things. At the end of the day, you're not a tree. You can move. And you are 100% responsible for your wealth. 100%. Which means today it can change. You just got to find the gap and fix it. There is no fairy princess out dusting people and saying, you are wealthy people and you are wealthy people and you are not wealthy people. It doesn't work that way. That's not how it works. This is America, and you are 100% responsible for your wealth, and you are where you are today, be it good and you've done amazing, which a lot of you have, or be it not right where you want to be. 100%. And so you can change that. There's two sides to building wealth, right? Two things we're going to talk about a little bit. I want you to think of it as two ways. So a lot of times we get on these live calls and we talk about systems and processes. You have to have a good system and a good process to get things going, right? So that's what we're not talking about today. That's what we normally talk about, is good systems and good processes. Today, what we're talking about, hello, Belinda, good to have you here. Today, what we're talking about is that the energy and the expectation. So there's two sides to wealth, creating wealth and getting what you want. There's the processes and the systems, and there's the energy and the expectation. And I find that people can be given amazing processes and systems, and if they don't show up with the right energy and expectation, they block themselves. They might not realize it, but they block themselves and they do not use the system. That's why we can put 10 people in a coaching program and we can roll out the systems. And if let's say there was no mindset stuff, no work like that, and we just said, go do the systems. Some would do it and some wouldn't. And the system would work the same for all of them. It was just whether or not you did it or did not do it. And it's all about the expectation and the energy. The expectation and the energy. And so you need to control that to control your wealth. Okay, number 3. You ready? So we had number 1, we had number 2, now we're doing number 3. Now, number 3, I really feel like God took Heather, put me right here and said, you are the poster child for number 3. Really, this is how tight I am with number 3. You ready? Speed is the fuel to business. Speed is the fuel to business. And the rest of number 3, now that you know that, you're going to have to do things messy sometimes. Things cannot always be perfect. They are going to have to be messy. We have to make fast decisions, and businesses that go fast do better than businesses that go slow. And some businesses right now, some of you have businesses that are moving so slow, you're not going anywhere. Nowhere. So speed is the fuel to your business, and that means you have to do things messy sometimes. Now, let's think of some good messy examples. You guys see me on social media with messy hair pulled up in a ponytail and no makeup on as much as you see me with makeup and my hair done, right? About maybe even more that way, because I'm in the morning and I'm walking and I'm talking. And that's when I do a lot of my short videos. It's just that I think about it. I want to share something with you guys. I'm thinking about you. I'm like, oh, this might help them. And I get on there and I share. Now, if I told myself, nope, I'm thinking about them and I got an idea, but I can't share it because I don't look perfect. I felt far from it, like rolled out of bed and walking by the water. And I said to myself, look, I can't share this now. Maybe I'll do it later, which won't happen because I'll get to the office and be busy. You would never get the message. The people that I am called to impact would never get the message because I didn't do it because I was worried about how I looked. And I get comments. People say, you could do something with your hair. Or, people will even tell me, Heather, like, presentation's important. And I know what they're talking about. But the thing is, if I delayed every time I wasn't perfect, I would not be as helpful and serve as many people as I do. I just would not. They would still be waiting for me. I'm going to give you a couple examples here. I was at a hockey game, and the number 1 realtor in town was sitting in front of me with her family. And number 1 in regards to revenue, like, everybody, if you're in my town, you know who I'm talking about. She's number 1. She makes more money selling houses than anybody else in the community. She probably makes more than half of the realtors put together, honestly. And she was there with her kids and grandkids, and everybody is having a good time. And you know what happens? She gets on the phone for a work call. And she makes the work call, and she's off doing the work call. I can't hear what she's saying, but I know she's on a work call. All right. If she would have said, oh, I can't take this work call. I have to be at my desk. I can't have this hockey game behind me. I don't have my files in front of me. I can't do it right now. She probably would have lost a deal. If she would have waited for the scenario to be perfect to take the action, she would have lost the deal. right? No, she picks up the phone. She does it messy. We get it done. Real estate moves really fast. It's a fast business. You lose stuff fast. It is the same in any business. I want you to think about that. The house is on fire, right? We have to move fast. Otherwise, somebody else is going to sneak in and do it. Absolutely going to sneak in and do it. So we have to do things fast. Now, I'm going to give you another example of just speed. So I have an amazing business partner, Ashley, and we are rolling out Profitable Pen Press. And I want to talk about how fast this is happening because it's fantastic and we're excited. We decided we were going to do this. It was a conversation. Hey, she's like, I want to learn something. I said, well, you want to do this? And she's like, yes. Okay. Voila. Profitable Pen Press. Between the two of us, we have the absolute perfect skills to help people get Amazon bestsellers. It's like awesome. We absolutely know how to do this. And so we're doing it. And so to put the business together, it happened quick. I sent her some names. They were not very good. They were not good. So I messaged her names. She messages back, no, I don't like them, but how about these? And she was absolutely right. I'm like, oh yeah, Profitable Pen Press is way better than anything I came up with. Then she messages me some logos and I'm like, oh no, I don't like them logos. And so I send her back some logos that are a little more modern and she's like, oh yeah, I like number 2. Done. Name and logo. Maybe 30 minutes a piece. Hour total between 2 people. Some of you guys spend so much time on your logo that 4 months later, we can't go get a client because we don't have a logo and a business name. Think of the people that you cannot help during that time. Think of the people that you are called to help and called to impact and you can't do it because you're waiting on deciding on a logo and a business name. So I know, ouch, that might have been a trigger for some of you guys like I talked about, but think about it. Do not get hung up on that little stuff. Another one is I had somebody in a group I was working with and they were all excited. They got their LLC and they've got their business plan and they got all this business stuff on paper. And I'm like, how many clients you got? None. They were excited. They've been working on it for 6 months. They got nothing. They got paper. They got paper. We had a client by the time we did our logo and our did our logo and our name within 24 hours with a client. 6 months on trying to write stuff up, you're not helping and serving people. Now, I'll be honest, people do this. I understand why. It's you get a dopamine rush from creating, right? It's not like you're flawed. It's human nature. You get a dopamine rush from creating. We need to create, contribute, and connect in life to be happy. Create, contribute, and connect. And so when we're creating, it creates this dopamine rush and we can control it and it's easy. And yay, we have a business plan, right? Or we have an LLC. Like that's what this person was talking about. And so that's why we do it. But it's kind of a false dopamine hit because we're not getting anything done, really. You're just creating papers. We're not serving. Now, the next thing is courses. A lot of people create courses and nobody ever sees them. They spend hours creating courses and they don't sell any. And that's just another one. People I'm going to be busy creating my course and then I'm going to have a business, and it just doesn't work that way. And so if you're in my business world, you know how it works and you know what it takes to start generating revenue and have a program. But I just wanted to tie that back to you got to do it messy. You got to jump in and do these things messy, and you got to do it fast. That's the speed of business. And if you are not doing well, if you look back at this first half of the year like, oh God, that's not what I wanted. What happens if you triple your speed? What happens if you 10x your speed? Some of y'all could do that. Go 10 times faster towards your goal. Straight towards your goal. It's going to be way better for you. Okay, pick up the speed. Number 3. Did I miss anything with this? Now, I'm still on number 3, speed. I'm messy. You got to keep it really simple. Keep things simple so you can be fast. And you need to eliminate the gaps. So when you look at it, where's the gap in my speed? And you may be a procrastinator and not even know it, because the problem is you cannot read a label from the inside of a jar. Somebody told me that the other day and I'm like, you can't argue with that. So inside of you can't read the label outside. It's really hard to determine our own gaps for everybody. It's very hard for me to determine my own gaps. That's why I have to have a coach, right? So we cannot determine our own gaps, and there is a gap there, and it's likely in your speed. It might be in the speed of business and the fact that you're getting hung up on things. And so determine that gap and make it as absolutely simple as possible. All right, now we're number 4. Ready? Number 4 of 5. Here we go. Number 4. Be of service. Be helpful. Oh, we're so good at that in this group. Every single one of you, I know you're like, yes, that's what I want to do. That's all I want to do is help people. I just want to help people. And so this is an easy one. Now, the rest of it is, I like to, you can have anything you want if you help other people get what they want. You can have anything you want if you help other people get what they want. That's how the world works. That's how money's made. Alex Hormozi says, go out and find a really big problem and fix it and you'll make money. It's that simple. Go out and find a really big problem that people have, fix it and you'll make money because you are helping them get what they want. It's how sales works. It's the basis of sales. So don't give it away for free though. People can pay for stuff. And if you're a coach and you're a coach long enough, unfortunately, you lose some friends because they'll call up and they'll be like, hey, let's do a one-on-one once a week. And you can tell me how to roll out my coaching business or eat healthy or whatever it is that you happen to coach. I'm sorry, I'm just getting some text messages. And you can tell me what to do. And you'll be like, yeah, that's my coaching business. I'll send you a contract. You send me a check, right? Like, do not feel pressured to give your stuff away for free. What you do is very, very valuable and people need to pay you for it, which brings me to the next one. You are paid in accordance with the value you bring to the market. You are paid in accordance with the value you bring to your market. We're still on number 4. So if you bring great value to the market, you're paid well. If you're not bringing anything valuable, there's a gap. If you're not paid well, there's a gap. Could be processes, like you're just not bringing it well, or it could be all of this stuff that we're talking about today. So what's the block? Is it a system block? Is it an energy block? You are paid in accordance to the value you bring to the market. That was part of number 4, and it's be of service. So when you sit down and you're reflecting on this, think about how am I of service? And we talk about this in my coaching business, what is the biggest issue your client has? Think of your ideal client. What is their absolute biggest pain point and how do we help that? How do we fix that? So be of service. Very easy for this group. It's very easy to understand and be drawn to that in this group because of the kind of people you are, but you need to think about it, right? Like, how do I connect with it? How do I roll that out? How do I make it profitable? How do I bring value so that I get paid? Okay. Number 5. My ability to grow wealth is directly proportionate to my personal growth. My ability to grow wealth is directly proportionate to my personal growth, which means your income will never outgrow your personal ability. You have to be good enough at what you do to make the amount of money you make. If you only perform at a $50,000 a year level, you're not going to make $100,000. That's super simple that way, but that means you need to have skills. You need to always be investing in yourself and investing in your skills. And I tell people, do not go out and invest in a bunch of fancy websites and spend a bunch of money on marketing. Don't invest in yourself because you can go spend all that money. And if you aren't performing at a level, like you aren't showing up at a level to provide that value that's going to warrant the money you want to make, that stuff's not going to do anything for you. The best investment you can make is in yourself. So my ability to grow wealth is directly proportionate to my personal growth. And you can never make more than your skill set and your energy is the second one will allow. So I know people like this. Oh, they're so skilled. Oh my gosh. I'm like, you're the smartest person in the whole entire world. You are so skilled. But you know what? Their energy is in the tanker. They show up like they're Eeyore every day. Oh my God. Like, oh, and they're not like, that's not good. You have to have energy and skill level to warrant what you are worth. And you raise your energy and you raise your skill level through personal growth, through investing in yourself. Okay. You are one decision away from a radical change. One decision away from a radical change. Things do not have to be big and huge. They can be small. They can be small and you can have a huge outcome. So it could be one small thing you change to get a radical change. Now, I've been reading a lot and I've been sharing on here about a quantum leap. And I want everybody listening to this, whether you're on the live or you're watching later, to have a quantum leap. That is what we're wanting right now. Middle of the summer, 2025, we want a quantum leap. Quantum leap means we don't have to go up the steps. You don't have to get 1 client and then 2 clients and then 3 clients. You can go get 10 clients. We do not need to be in the stair stepper thing. And if you saw my video where I shared, like the way we're raised in the school system, it's like A, B, C, D, right? Like you're a C student that spoke over you. That's what you are. And it's like you can go up and you can go down, right? But that's it. And you're probably not going to go from a C to an A because you got all those numbers in between there you got to get through. It's not real life. That's not entrepreneurship. That's not business. It's not real life. If you have one radical change, could be small, and you can provide massive value to people that need it, you can have a quantum leap and you can be doing something completely different. You can have a completely different looking checkbook. Let's talk about that. Okay. So we're going to move into the 4 steps. Like I've given you some things. Hopefully you wrote good stuff in those comments. Good stuff. I'm hoping this is helpful. I'm going to give you, 3 steps. I'm going to give you 3 steps of things you can do. The first thing I want you to know though, I bet on you. You showed up today. You are here. You are called for impact because you're here. People do not come into my world if they're lazy or if they have alternative motives. People come to my world because they're called for impact. They're here for a reason and they want to help and serve. And because of that, I want you to know I bet on you 100%. You are going to do this year. And here's 3 things you can do to help. Okay. Number 1. Stop expecting and planning for incremental growth. Start expecting massive growth right now. So if you want group coaching, 10 people a month, plan for that. I'm just giving an example. If you are a consultant and you want 5 new clients a month, plan for 5 new clients a month. Have the onboarding process for that amount per month. Make sure you have the right processes in place. Here's an example I gave my team the other day. My marketing can get in the way. Like I spend too much time building my marketing stuff. Probably because I get a dopamine hit from them. And I have nothing better than being out here chatting with you guys. I love this stuff. But what I waste my time on, I don't know if it's a waste, but putting together posts, right? Like Pinterest posts and like all of that for the 3 businesses I run. And so it gets a little crazy. And I spend a lot of time just doing that. And I sat back one day in my chair and I'm like, okay, Heather, if you were running the business you're dreaming of right now, your business is 3x, would you be randomly putting together these posts throughout the week, every week, willy-nilly, whenever you can fit it in? Or whenever it looks better than whatever's on your to-do list, which is the truth. And I thought, no, it's absolutely not how I would be doing it. How I would need to be doing it, if I was making 3x what I want to be making, I would need to set aside time and I would be batching. And I would batch it for the month and I would walk away so that it cleared me up to meet with clients, right? That's the truth. It's the truth. So I made that change. I did all of my marketing. It's all done for the month. All of it. Every post, everything is done. All my, I'm launching a new book. It's all done. It's all out there. It's all sitting there waiting to just be released. Now, that's a simple one, but isn't it true? What are you showing up and doing? Because you can get by with it now because you're not a big company. You're not making 3x what you want to be making. What are you showing up and doing now that you're going to have to do different? Change it now. Why do that? Why waste your time doing things with processes that aren't going to get you to where you want to go? So start planning for the 10x, 3x, whatever you feel comfortable with. Start planning for that. And you can do visualization of it. That's huge. If you that's great. She says that, but visualize. Okay. I walk into my office 6 months from now. Like this is literally what I do every morning. Walk in my office 6 months from now. Who am I talking to? What am I doing today? Who's looked at what? Who's saying what to me, right? And like, sometimes one day I got right on down to like, I need a better onboarding process for my clients so they know what they're doing, right? Like you're going to get to the details and start fixing that stuff. Start treating your business like you're making what you want it to make. Okay. Number 2, start asking bigger questions. Start asking bigger questions and get brutally honest. How can this be easier? I'm going to give you a really good example of how this can be easier. Something can be easier. Back in the day, a long time ago, when I was straight out of undergrad, and I was in grad school, and I was a housing manager and for people with disabilities, and I feel like they had like 36 locations or something. Like it was a ridiculous amount of locations. It was a very, very large community. And we would be on call and it would rotate. And I had 42 call-ins the last weekend that I was on call. 42 people called me and called off shift. 42. It was a nightmare. And it was the pager day. So I'd get a page, I'd have to call them. They'd be at a payphone. I'm not coming in. And I'm like, oh, good grief. And to staff, that's almost impossible. Like people would lay on the floor and cry after being on call. It was so bad. And I was all right. I survived it, made it through it. But my family was around me. My parents were there that weekend and they're like, this is nuts, Heather. You got to do something different. Like, this is crazy. We had no idea it was going to be like this when we come to visit you when you said you were on call. It was bad. It would destroy your life for the weekend. Like, it was awful. It's just the weekend, not forever. And so we had a new administrator come in. Like I said, that was the last time I was on call. We had a new administrator come in. I promoted shortly after that. But you know what she did? She said, we're done with on call. We're not doing it anymore. What? We're going to eliminate on call. And I'm like, well, we have this whole binder. Like, she goes, we don't need that for staffing. They can figure it out. Tell them to figure it out. And they eliminated they threw the binder and the pager away. If you had a medical issue, you called someone else. If you had an on-call issue, you took care of it. Figured it out. Find your replacement. Call the house, have the house figured out. You don't want to call your coworker and tell them to figure it out. Like, you're going to figure it out, right? And it eliminated all of that angst. All of it gone. How crazy is that? Like, something we were so ingrained in. Just eliminated it. What is in your life, like the on-call pager, that you can just eliminate? Just get rid of it. You don't need it. You're doing it for no reason. I mean, I can give you examples of processes and systems I had put in place, even in my little business I have now. And I'm like, that's dumb. Why am I doing that? Nobody even wants that. Why am I doing it? Get rid of it. So look at what can be eliminated to make things easier. If something's hard, something needs to be eliminated. And, we've been talking lately, and I know I'm going long. We've been talking lately in my group, and there's been some blocks in my coaching group, and people have pivoted, like just pivoted who they're serving. Pivoted maybe how they're showing up and serving people. Like just a small, like they're still doing the same thing. It's still the same world. They're still called for impact. They're showing up with a different skill set maybe than they were before. Different ideal client maybe. That's a big one. A different ideal client. Just change that. Sometimes that little bit of change will eliminate blocks totally. An example, if your ideal client is not on social media, like they're not on Facebook, they're not on Instagram, pick a different one that is. Because this is a big, bold, beautiful world where we can connect with people. So if you're given the gift of social media, I don't know why you wouldn't use it. Because you think you need to serve that one particular client. And if they're not on social media and you can't find and connect with them, here, pick a different client. It's just a really good example. That one's probably not yours. I understand that. But what can be made easier? And then what do you need to be honest? What's the block? What do we need to change to make things different, to make things easier? What's that block? All right. Number 3 and last. I'm going to call you out and encourage you to, I'll call on you, maybe that's what I want to say, to make a big, bold move today. You have listened to me for the last 39 minutes, which is fantastic, and I honor that in you. And I want you to make a big, bold move today. And when I said that, something probably came to your mind. I'm going to tell you what my big, bold move was in 2020, so before COVID. Was the year before COVID, right before COVID hit. wasn't the full year, but like right before COVID. I had a failing business. I had been super successful in my financial advisory practice, and then I had a half a bad year, and then I had a whole full bad year. And if you are in business long enough, something's going to happen along the way, and you're going to have a bad year. And the bigger the business gets, you still can have bad years. There's just more zeros. And I noticed that with my friends that, make a lot of money. When you're a small business, you may have $10,000 or $30,000 difference in a bad year. And when you have a big business, it's $300,000 or $700,000 difference, or maybe it's $3 million or $7 million if you run a really, really big business. And so it's it changes, and you're going to have bad years. Like, it's going to happen. It just is. And how you deal with that, how you adjust, we know is systems and energy, right? Systems and energy and raising our personal growth. So I didn't know all that in 2020, but I did know I needed help. I'm like, I got to do something. So I was on beautiful World Wide Web watching the internet, and I did a 5-day challenge with a coach. And it was for financial advisors at the time. And I sat through the challenge, and I thought, I need this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to sign up for this. And I signed up. And that amount of that check was greater than the income on my taxes from the year before. If you go to the bottom, which your net income, that was smaller than that check I wrote for coaching. And I knew this was either going to work, or I was going to have to go to my husband and say, by the way, I'm quitting my business, I'm closing it up, and I owe a chunk of change. Like, it's going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal. I knew it had to work, or I was done. I was done. I laid all my cards on the table is what I did. I laid them all on the table. Well, it was fantastic. I got exactly what I needed. What I needed was somebody to say, I bet on you, I believe in you. I needed that. I had been beaten up with some bad business relationships and some bad, I'm going to call it bad luck. We know it's not bad luck, bad choices, but bad. And I'd been beaten up emotionally, and I needed somebody to say, I bet on you, I believe in you. Like, you got this. And then I needed sales systems that were congruent with what I wanted to do, how I wanted to serve, and how I wanted to have an impact. Now, that might not be what you need, but that's what I needed, and I got it. I got it in coaching. And the fact of the matter is, and if you've heard my story, and the coach uses the story all the time, I made, $70,000 in 6 weeks. $70,000 in 6 weeks. I'm like, there is something to this coaching thing. And it made a difference. It made a huge impact. I wouldn't be here today without that. If I would have never taken that risk and signed up there, I would have never been here today where I get to do this every single day. This is fantastic. So I'm going to encourage you to take a really big, bold move. And your really big, bold move might be saying yes to investing on you, investing on your growth, investing on what you're called to do, investing on you. And I'm absolutely here to help you with that. If you want to know, you're interested in knowing more about my coaching program, I'm going to put the link. You absolutely click it. Let's have a meeting. But there's other people on here right now that you're more than interested. You're ready now. Sign me up. I'm investing in me. I have permission to move forward, or I don't need permission to move forward. Let's do it. We start tomorrow at 9 a.m. We start tomorrow at 9 a.m. And if this was helpful for you, that is going to be unreal. It is going to rock your world. And so if that's you, you're ready, DM me ready now. Ready now. We're going to talk this afternoon. We'll see exactly what you need. Make sure I can help you out. Make sure that we can work out how. I don't want people not to do it because of the payment, because we know how it goes, right? I took a big, bold move and it worked good for me. I want to make something work good for you too. So ready now in the DMs, and we're going to talk. We're going to get you going on the fast track. Now, if that's not you, you're like, Heather, I'd like to have a conversation, but tomorrow's too fast for me. I'm okay, well, we'll go back to that one about procrastination and changing. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine. I get it. No problem. Click on the link, set up an appointment with me, but do not let this opportunity go. You have listened to this for 44 minutes now. It's going to be 45. And there's something calling. There is something tugging on you. And if you do nothing but book the appointment with me to help sort through your gap, just to get you going, let's do it. Let's do that. Hey, Allison. Allison joined us. Let's do that. Let's do what we need to do to get you on the right track. Okay, fantastic. Go do something bold. This is super hard to end because all my favorite people are right here. I don't want to end it, but I have to. I will see Allison tomorrow. Belinda, I will see you soon. I see Jamie. This is fantastic. Again, DM me. We'll talk yet today. My golf time got canceled, so I have all day to talk to you guys. And so DM me ready now if you are ready to get signed up, or click on the link that's going to be coming out real soon in the comments and get on my calendar. Let's at least find your gap. Let's get you going for 2023. It's going to be fantastic. Woohoo! Thank you guys.